deception and trust are the two alchemic elements that can cause a man to go into despair and have what I'll call a clinical term called a schema affliction. Because of that schema affliction, a fixated state in that person's mind, that person becomes paralyzed due to the lack of trust. Loyalty is extremely important to the functioning of a man. In past times, most men got married on the edicts of loyalty. But however, there's a new countercultural movement that's called the Femininity Movement. And because of that movement, some men have a level of consternation because they don't believe that that movement with some of the women are actually true. As we're having a dialogue from the prior show, is it okay for a woman to cater to a man? I want to give a salute out to all the great and phenomenal sisters that are genuine and really have the heart and the love of a black man or any man. But unfortunately, because of the lack of transparency and because of the what I call carnal hypergamy in some women, many men are in a state of perplexity because they have so much to lose when they're getting into a relationship. And normally in some of these fake femininity groups, they really don't have the heart of a man, but they really have the heart of their own self-interest, which is a term that I call manipulation. And because of that manipulation, a lot of men are saying, I really don't trust the movement because it's a movement that more or less tried to tell the man what he should be based on her expectations instead of the man setting the expectations for himself. In this critical and also clinical expose, we're going to do a short clip by my dear friend, Dr. O. McCoy, and we're going to more or less give some of these young brothers and middle-aged and older brothers a true comprehensive understanding of what fake femininity could look like. But because if a woman is truly feminine, she does not have to make it synthetic to the point where you are more or less beckoning unto her whims. I told you guys there are 2 things that a man must go through or 7 things that a man must go through to be an optimized male. And female psychology and health are 2 things that are paramount to the efficacy of a man. When a man gives his heart and love to a woman, if his heart is broken because of deception, it can cause irreparable damage. I want you to let this show more or less marinate in your head as we drop that fire for your mind. And I want you to remember this. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, it ain't right. We're bringing to you live from the greatest state in the union, the Tar Heel state, as we talk about the element of manipulation that can be tied to the age-old woman by the name of Jezebel. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this show. And you ask yourself the question: are some femininity movements fake, or are they genuine and true as it relates to the love of the black man? Be it.
What I know.
And so we bring these topics to the forefront because, you know, this is a virtual barbershop where men are telling their stories and the things that they struggle with. And I know sometimes the responses are not always what our women want to hear, but it's necessary if we're going to have healing relationships. Someone asked Snuggle 668, she asked, he or she, I think it's a woman, asked the question, can someone answer what femininity looks like to a man? So I'll say myself. I would say femininity to me, okay, Blair, I would say femininity to me is a woman that's cooperative, a woman that seeks to understand the intuition of a man, a woman that's been more or less, socialized to honor and respect her man, and a woman that is aware of herself, and a woman that's willing to introspect and to help her man become the best version of herself. That's what femininity looks like to me as a man. So I'm gonna let one of the ladies answer the question. What does femininity look like to you guys?
I was wanting to kind of add on. I saw her question when it came up. I just want to emphasize that it does not look like these fly-by-night ladies that are out here teaching femininity. You can't teach femininity. Someone can hide it and pretend to be feminine for 90 days and then 180 days. Marlon, you know this, we learned this in school. A person is going to show their true nature in about 90 days. 180 days, I call it full-blown person. It's inevitable for you not to see the real person at that point. So you have these relationship feminine coaches out here that are fake feminine, teaching these women these things, and half the time they're not married. These women haven't been dating in 4 or 5 years. They have fake engagements. They're never married. So I mean, this is bad information. You have got to learn to be feminine from your grandmothers. I love pearls. It's not a day anyone don't. If you see me in the grocery store, I probably have pearls on. It's things that I picked up from my grandmothers and my aunts and my mothers, that you're supposed to do. This fake feminine stuff where they're running around here teaching femininity without wearing dresses. Well, in my house, when I grew up, every day of the week, just about, you're going to catch me in a dress, so we have women out here that are teaching something that they don't even know.
Right.
So you have to be aware of the snake oil salesmen too, that are out here telling women, hey, smile like this, or do this, or fling your hair like this, and that right there is a facade. So, I mean, I really feel bad for you brothers, but it's a lot of charlatans out here that are selling these women dreams, dressing them up like dolls to get men. But then once they get you, it's like buying a haunted house. You don't know what it is until 90 days later, and boom, you have a monster.
I want to share an experience that
Gene, hold tight. I'm gonna let you come in. Hold tight. 1 minute, Gene. 1 minute. Snuggles 668 asked the question. I don't know if that's a girl or a man, but if you cannot teach femininity, are you saying women cannot be born without it? So here's the deal. There's a such thing that I call, it's called synthetic femininity. And then there's a such thing as cultured femininity. Synthetic femininity is what Dr. O is talking about. It's not real. It's fake. It's masquerading what women should be. But cultural femininity is similar to the edicts of the gospel, where it says, let the older women teach the younger women how to be women. There was a time when the older women taught the younger women how to be women. So what the older women would do, they would harness that femininity, and they would make that femininity even more powerful. So it's almost like iron sharpens iron with men, as men would mentor other men, do rites of passage to make them stronger. Well, what cultural femininity is this: the elders are teaching the younger women how to become better women within the context of change. So go ahead, Gene. Then I want Beth. Beth's been quiet for a minute. Beth had to get a glass of wine. I need to get a glass of wine with Beth. But go ahead, Gene, and then Beth, I want you to come in.
Say really quick, to Dr. O's point, I'm not gonna say her name, but one of these big femininity influencers hit me up because I'm a personal trainer, and she knew that, and so she wanted me to add the fitness and diet aspect to her platform. And so once me and her started talking, it was like talking to a dude, like, yo, we gonna get this money, right? We gonna get this money, like super. First of all, she wasn't like, I didn't see any caring about anybody, and all she was interested in was getting paid. Like, it was like talking to a dude, like, yo, we gonna get this money. And I was like, man, I'm talking to a guy. And I just cut her off. I didn't give her any explanation. I just kept it moving, and that's that. But so she was fake feminine, exactly like Dr. Rose said.